these rivalry games, derby matches, are always a lot of them are dictated by innocuous moments that you don't think are going to be dangerous, because it's going to be two teams really fighting with a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. And so I said there's a fine line of emotion you must have to make sure that you're also thinking the game clearly, because it's going to be a set piece, it's going to be a long throw, and in this case it was a couple missed defensive actions that led to a goal that where again, goals where we're numbers down and the team breaks us down and they switch it and they attack, you hold your hand up and you say great job. But when we're numbers up in and around our box, and the warning bells don't go off, like this is not the moment to try to keep the ball. This is the moment to clear it, toe poke it, give them a corner, whatever it is. So again, I think the struggle is really, it's a young group, and you can't give them these experiences. But they have to learn from now this experience, and so I think that's really the biggest challenge. And so. That and again, the question was who besides Diego Luna is going to step up and make a play offensively, like, because we have players that are capable of doing that, and like if it's not the hard runs in the box, it's the lack of quality in the cross, it's the precision, and that's really it, because again, the guys gave maximum effort, the guys executed tactically what we wanted to achieve. It's just that decision making and the confidence in and around goal, which again is the hardest thing to do football. That's why you pay big money for these players, because it's the hardest thing to do, right? And so we've got to find a way with our group that may not have the most experience, that are struggling scoring goals, to put them in positions, maybe play a little bit more vertical. So we'll be hammering those things out this week in order to put us in a better position to where we're not these 0-0 games. After so much time, it starts putting a lot of pressure on the defense to be perfect, and we need to find a better balance between that. Yeah, no, that's a great point. And I think that's what I'm alluding to about being more vertical. I think it's difficult because Diego's our most dangerous player outside of the box as far as linking and combining. But the other 10, the 9, and the weak side wing back need to be in those positions to score goals, right? And I think oftentimes we don't flood numbers in the box, so we don't get enough touches in the box, and we're playing very peripherally around the area. But again, a little bit of that has to do with tendencies. Like for example, Jesus isn't a player that wants to get in the. Although he did in the second half, like we were telling him, stay on the highest line and just run the half space when Alex gets it. Like, so we're trying to break habits, because a lot of those guys, even Johnny Russell, wants to come and combine when we need guys that are killers in the box. But a lot of that is tendency based, so it's like you're breaking habits. They're not programmed. Where a guy like Gozo maybe would be more inclined to hit the gaps because he's that profile player. So it's it's a tough puzzle to crack, but I believe that we have the coaching staff and the commitment from the guys to be able to do whatever it takes to win games.
What instructions was I given?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, just go on and. It's very difficult to replicate what Diego does, but just go on and try and find those pockets, try and make things happen. Play my game, drive at players, try and cause disruption, try and create, try and score, and just basically do whatever I can to get on the end of things, create things. It was a difficult game that we didn't create too many chances or get into good enough positions. I felt we done great up until a certain point, and then it kind of broke down. So that's something that I keep saying that we have to improve on it, but we really do. We can't continue to do so well and build up, get to those sort of positions, and then let teams off the hook. I think there's a lot of things. I think the quality of the final pass, the quality of the run in the box, imagination to create something in that area. There's there's a whole lot of things. Making the right decision is one. When to shoot, when to pass, when to be a little bit more patient and circulate the ball if it's not on. And I feel like, that hasn't been to the standard that we've set, and that's something we have to get back to. And like I said, we can't be in these tight games. We do so well in so many aspects of the game that we can't allow teams off the hook. We can't continue to get to these areas and allow it to slip. Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult to lose any match, especially a derby match. Those ones, they hurt a little bit more because you can feel the fans' frustration as well in those ones. Not that you don't in normal games, but I think we all know there's a little bit extra in those. But I've been in this position many times. I've already seen it from what is a really young side. That's to see the confidence they've got in bouncing back, knowing that we're doing the right things. It just has to be better execution. So obviously I need to help in that aspect as well. It's not a huge challenge because they're already so well versed in doing it. I think they've shown at times this year that they're more than capable of bouncing back. So it's just keeping them positive, keeping them understanding that we're doing the right things. It's just those final little details in the game where we have to be better. But like I said, it's a great bunch of guys, and in this league, I mean, you have to bounce back. I've been in positions where you don't bounce back and it drags on and it drags on. So I've learned from that. I've gained experience from that. So I've been in this league for a long time, and I know what it takes to bounce back in this league and what it takes to get results in this league. So it's the start getting on tonight, and hopefully I can continue to add more minutes, continue to add to the team on and off the field, and ultimately my job, which is to create and score goals, and that's what I'm here to do.
It's a balance of taking the positives from the performance like we always have been, not getting too down about any particular game. We know and we accept that we haven't been doing as well as we'd like, and it's not just the beginning stages of the season now. We're about a third in, and so we definitely have a sense of urgency, but I think that what we really need is positivity to kind of get ourselves out of this. We need to be locked in together. I think that getting frustrated, feeling sorry for ourselves, is not the solution, and so I think being realistic about it, but also being positive as we kind of face these challenges together. It's kind of similar to previous games, but I think that we do a lot of good things in between the boxes. I think sometimes our build out is really good, and we're able to access our 10s, which is the whole point of the way we play. We try to access them and to create from there, because those are our creative guys. Those are our guys that are making things happen. I think that for a lot of the game until they opened up, we did a really good job in our prevention when we were attacking, winning the ball back and kind of sustaining pressure on the other team. These are things that we've been doing well, and I think that we continue to show that tonight.